Hello guys, Ava here. I'm back. I hope I'm back to stay. For those of you who don't know, if you're just dropping into the channel, I have been dealing with cancer for a couple of years. So this whole YouTube and working thing has been, it's been pretty hit and miss, and I've been away for quite a long time. But I'm at a point where, they tell me the battle is not over, but I'm feeling pretty good. So it's time to get back to work, or at least try for as long as I can. So I'm here, and I'm here with, oh my God, City Skylines 2. And I apologize for the weather. You can't control the weather, not even in a game, it seems. And it is pouring down rain, and that's too bad. That is really too bad, because I wanted to show you around this little city. It's not a great big excuse me, functioning thing yet, but it's coming along. I've got, a lot of things open. Not everything yet. We've still got a long way to go with a whole lot of exciting things coming up, but we're getting there. It's working. We have people, we have things, it's okay. So, first of all, City Skylines 2, I'm loving it. Is it a complete, finished, polished product? Well, no, it's not. It'll be released in a few days from now. I can't remember. Next week, anyway, sometime. And so in there have been some bugs. There have been some performance issues. They have been working on it. They've got a Discord group for the people who have had the game for the last few weeks. And there's been a lot of feedback and a lot of talking, and they have already fixed a bunch of things. So it was very much, here, try this out. They're continually making changes. I got 2 new things added to the game last night. I just got installed some new things that have been added. It's just, it's still a work in progress, but it's a pretty nice work. I'll be honest, I haven't found any particular big problems that there weren't workarounds for. So I don't have any complaints. I think the game's doing quite well. There are, it's the same City Skylines we have loved for all these years now, except it got better. There's a lot of quality of life improvements. There's some fun things with the roads. I'm going to have a special little video for that here. I'll put it up in an hour or so after this one. But it's just, other than that, so many fun things. So we're just going to have a quick look along the bottom here. The zoning. There's a couple of new buildings. I love this one, the mixed housing. You've got the little commercial space on the bottom, homes above it. It's a really nice way if they're wanting both commercial and housing. You can just solve that problem. It's so cool. I absolutely love it. This is pretty much the same old, same old. Now, I want you to notice the thing here, though. It says European because that's what I'm using. But see these 2 little buttons right here? Can you see where I'm mousing over there? European, North American. You can just change that back and forth whenever you want. Per building, per neighborhood. You pick your theme for your city so you can ignore it. But if you want to mix things up for that new part of town going in, you have no problem doing that. You just pick the other one. That's all there is to it. So industrial zones, the office zones come in. Ooh, big skyscrapers. I do like that. We'll have to get some of those in pretty soon. Well, more of those in pretty soon. These are doing okay. We've got specialized industry now. You can have your livestock farm. You can have your grain. You've got your veg. You can get into textiles, and then, the different the ores and blah 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 that we've had before. But I love the farming, and I will show you we'll have a special wee thing on the farming because I think it is heaps of fun. Areas, you've got your you can adjust various areas of, and you know what? I'm just going to have to show you that one too, because some of these are going to be whole little recordings in their own right. These signature buildings are wonderful. My only complaint is I want more. I would like to be able to put in more than one pop musician mansion. Okay, now these are really nice little things you unlock as you go along and meet various, meet various achievements in the game. But you only get one of each, but they're very cool. You know, here we get some housing ones. You've got different, you know, different buildings. You've got the apartment buildings. You've got the individual mansions. Kind of cool. This one's pretty neat to look at. I do like that one. You've got these tall, great, big, wondrous things. And notice they give you, you know, this one is a +10 to well-being within 2.5 miles of this. You know, everybody's going, ooh, look at what we've got. I just feel better living here. I think that's absolutely wonderful. So you could choose to put them all together in one area, or you just pop them around your city and make your people happier for having something special in their neighborhood. So we've got the residential ones here. Again, you know, the different sizes and things. Oh, the Epicurean garden. Some of these are kind of fun if you're trying to build like maybe an old town section, or you want something. And again, have a notice here between the European and North American. Notice they change. You know, I've got that one done in the North American one. I don't have that yet. Keep that in mind. So you've got different sets of buildings depending on what it is you're playing with. So this Rock Museum mansion is different from the other Rock Museum mansion. Or is that one the same? That one might be the same. I can't tell. It's no, it is different. Pop Museum and our musician and rock musician. So those change up depending, and that's the case with a lot of the buildings. They are going to be different. This one just came from the San Francisco. They're having a San Francisco thing coming up, and I think that just popped up for me because of that. But I might be wrong. It might have just been time. I don't know. Industrial buildings, the signature one. Now these, you will notice there's no little North American, European. Industries, kind of just industry. Those are pretty much the same. And the signature office buildings are, you know, once you get to this level, I guess there's not a lot of difference in their styles. So they are what they are. University graduation chance for this Coder Park. You know, where coffee gets converted into game design. Woohoo! That's kind of fun. I like it. So I love the signature buildings. Like I said, my only complaint is, can't I put 10 of them down? You know, I'm not sure that that's a legitimate complaint, but it would be fun. It'd be cool. The roads, these are, you know, you've seen all this before. No biggie. Lots of different bridges and things like that you can play with. The intersections that are pre-made, and they fit together. They snap together so much better than they used to. They're a lot easier to place, a lot easier to work with. I find them kind of awesome. Roundabouts, I like my roundabouts. Man, I want to build a city that has just all roundabouts, not a light anywhere, and let people just get out there and sort it out. Parking, I think, is fabulous. People like parking near their offices. They like near their shopping areas. They want parking because you'll notice they park on the streets. This here is not a busy street. This is just people parked along the streets. If you put in parking, that starts to clear up. They park in the parking lots instead. So that's kind of fun. These tools here, I think, are fabulous. You can just, you know, put in, say, no left turns where you want it, straight ahead. You know, you can't turn. It's not a two-way or one-way street, but you can't make a turn there for whatever reason to, you know, direct your traffic where you want it. You can add the traffic lights just by clicking, left click, you know, to put in, right click to take it out, that sort of thing. Road maintenance is kind of important. It takes care of your roads. They have less car accidents and things like that if things are looked after properly. Because in rainy days and snowy days, because there's year-round weather now, but we'll get to that one too, the road maintenance is definitely worth having. But these other tools, which are kind of fun, you can just add grass along the sides of your roads if you want, one side or the other. Can you see how that's flipping? But notice where it's putting it. It's putting it in the parking lanes. So people will stop parking on that street. If I want to clear up the street, I don't want to look at the parking. You can put grass down, or you can put trees down on either side, however you want. In the big divided lanes, like this one, if you put that down, you can put trees on either side or in the middle. That's kind of fun too. And you just, like I said, you just pop these in and out. Sound barriers, you can only place these along the highways. Do I have one somewhere? Here we go. I can show you over here. And it makes a big difference in the amount of noise that moves from these roads into your cities. People like that. That's a cool thing. And they are grateful when you put it in. It's pretty fun. It is pretty fun. The electricity stuff, a lot that we've already seen before. You can place these cables underground, of course. You've got the big power lines. Yeah, stuff. I want you to notice with the roads come with the power cables and the, you know, underneath. You've got your water and sewer and electricity all there with the roads. That's cool. They've also got a gravel road. They've got this little kind of alley thing. It doesn't have sidewalks or anything to walk by. Pedestrian streets are fabulous. You can put those throughout your city. People get out and walk, but your delivery trucks and stuff are still allowed. You know, you can still go to the shops that are along that and things like that. So that's kind of fun. And your little covered bridge, because it's cute, you know, fun things there. The water is pretty much the same as before, except where it's not the same at all. A lot of your services, maybe all of them actually, I can't think of one that this doesn't apply to at the moment, but these can all be improved. They can all have additions put on them, and we'll look at that with schools or with healthcare. Where are my healthcare things? I need a little healthcare. Let's head over here. We'll look at this one right here. So you can put your clinic down, as you do. There's your medical clinic. But please have a notice here that we have upgrades for it. Okay, so you put your medical clinic in, but when you click on the medical clinic, gimme, we have upgrades here, and I've already put an ambulance depot in. That's this little building over here, and I could add an extension wing as well that could go in the back here. You can pop them along this side. Can I add it to this? No, I can't. Some things you can kind of domino if they click together, so I could put one here and then put one behind and one behind in a few things. This one could sit back here, and now the whole place just holds more patients. So it just makes your buildings a little bigger. The schools are fabulous with this. Oh, I can't even. You know what? We're just going to go out in the middle of nowhere and put a school down because I think these are so fun. I just got to show you. These are absolutely fabulous. Actually, you know what? I can show you right here. We got some buildings right here. So this is an elementary school, and if we want to upgrade it, we can add a children's clinic. Oh, so we have like medical stuff right on hand, and we could just pop that in. We can add extensions, so we can just add an extra 500 pupils to the school and just tax onto the building there like that. And we've got a playground. You know, it's like well-being for everybody, and the students are happier, and that would pop alongside somewhere as well. The high schools, even better. High schools are epic. The high schools are brilliant. So if I click on my high school here, which is kind of pretty, I mean, okay, let's look at that. This is a lovely building, right? I like this building. But for the upgrades, again, we can add extensions. We can put an extension over here. On this side, we can add a library. And notice the library, what it does. Okay, they have a better chance of upgrading. It's not just pretty, it does a thing. And then here, outdoor recreation is a +40. This big, massive sports field for high school. Now, I have to admit, to me, that feels very American, and I don't care what style the building's supposed to be in. I was in the United States, and what state? I think I was living in Texas at the time. I was in grade 7. They call it middle school or junior high school. And we had a massive stadium like that. You know, we had the pep rallies every week and the big American football games, and, you know, the hand egg ball games. And it was insane. 7th graders. You know, we only had 2 grades in a small town, for goodness sakes. We had this massive stadium. It was kind of wild. When I saw this, it gave me all the memories, right? It was fun. I liked it. So all these public services have got upgrades. You put them down, and then you can just make them better as you go along. You don't have to put, if you go from low residential housing like this over here, if you start, raising the roof, so to speak, on raising your residential height And, you know, the number of people packed into an area, you don't have to put down a school here, a school there, a school there. You can just take that one in the center and make it bigger. And I think that's kind of wonderful. I love it. Fire and rescue is the same. We've got all the natural disaster stuff and and what have you. The police stations are the same. We have some administration buildings. That's pretty good. Welfare office. Isn't that nice? Isn't this nice? It just like takes care of people. I think that's so sweet. A big central bank. So with financial advisors, and look what happens when you put it down. Your loan interest goes down citywide. Export profits go up and import profits or costs go down. It's absolutely amazing. Totally worth having. Very, very nice buildings. Transportation has got all the things we know and love. All the bazillion of them everywhere. The park system, of course, we've still got the parks of various sizes. We've got the great big ones, the sports ones, the large sports ones, tourist attractions. I've already got a medieval castle kicked around somewhere. I just can't remember where I put it. And then landmark buildings, of course, these great big special things, you know. Oh, the Grand Hotel. I like it. This is pretty. These are pricey. You notice I can't afford them. Notre Dame. Ooh, no kidding. One of the 8 gates in the Fortress Wall of Sol. Oh, that's lovely. The Botanical Garden. I'm always a big one for that. I think that's cool. The National Diet Building. Wow. Okay, cool beans. And the bell tower. Okay, so there's lots of really pretty things in here. Communications now. People want post offices. Go figure. People want mail. I like it. And again, they can be upgraded as you go in a big sorting facility to help facilitate that. Landscaping, you know, this is very basic stuff. It works really well. Your brush size, the strength, blah blah blah. It's quite great. Of course, bulldozing. We always need to bulldoze. We've got our budgets, loans you can take out, taxation, all the rest of the stuff that we know and love so well is still here. City stats, of course. Money. Woo! I like this line. This is a good line. I'm good with this line. We're good. And of course the underground. So you can get in here for all your underground cables. As you can see, I've used in this case so that I wouldn't have these great big massive power lines, which I don't like to use. At some point, I will be changing all of these to underground cables because it just seems like the right thing to do. I like it. But this is for everything. Your tube stations, of course, your plumbing, whatever. Now, one little thing that I am absolutely adoring in this game is you got to go exploring a little bit because you'll find these little Easter eggs there, or I don't know what else to call them, on your map. And I'm going to show you one of them because most of them you can move. Here, I've got this old castle ruin. And I popped it here beside this little lake in the middle of my city. I thought a nice little green space works for me. So I put this over here. And here, it's hard to see now because the trees have all grown up so much. But this is actually a, where would we find this here? This one here, no, that's not it. A plaza, what am I looking for? Large city park. Which one, where is this thing? A campfire site here. You can see here a little bit more about how it looks. You've got, you know, different pathways, a little camping area there in the middle. So people can, you know, they don't have to drive for hours and hours. If they want just a bit of wildlife around them, a few squirrels, some trees, look out over the lake, maybe do a little fishing, right? So I put in that campground here for them. And it's kind of tough to see with the trees all grown up, but you could just peer in there and see some things going on. And then, you know, you can walk across through the little forest here and look at the fun little castle ruin that used to sit here. And clearly that's why we built in this area, because there's been a settlement here for a long, long time. But you can find there's a little old mill building. I have found like 3 of the like Easter Island heads somewhere. There's like Stonehenge. There's 2 standing stone structures, one that's round like Stonehenge and one that's long. I like to use them together if I find them on a map. And not all the maps have all the things, or at least that hasn't been my experience. But you're just going to find them out here somewhere. tucked away. Most of them you can move. There will be, where was it here? Over here someplace? Yes, no, maybe so. I don't know where it was, guys. I lost it. There is a little set of like farming buildings that you will find here and there. Oh, right here with their own. And you find that some maps have got quite a lot of them. And I really wish we could move these. We have requested that that becomes something we can move, because right now we can't. Because I thought if I could snag all these barns and then use the farming tools the way, and I'll show you, you know, I'll look at that a little bit more with you in another recording, but we could make some really pretty little spots. And I would approve of that. Now you're going to see here, there's, okay, we got people waiting on hearses. I really need to be taking care of my city instead of talking to you guys. But you guys are kind of nice now. We haven't talked in a long time. Now, this thing, not enough customers. You're seeing that there's a whole lot of these across here. This is a known imbalance. They are working on it. This will not remain the same. At this point, I'm just ignoring it. You do the best you can. You fill it, you know, you put in some more housing, you put more high-rise housing, you get people better jobs, whatever. You do all the things to make your city function better, but mostly I'm just ignoring it because they do know that it is an imbalance and it is being addressed already. So by the time the game launches, it might be fine. But right now, that's just, don't lose, you know, lots of sleep over it. You know, tidy it up as best you can and then get on. Anyway, I'm going to shut up for now. There will be more recordings of this. There's a few specific things I want to show you how they work. And then I'm just going to start building a new city, hanging out with you guys. There are a couple of other games that I'm hoping to be recording as well for the channel. And Here's me hoping that the worst of this cancer business is behind me and I can get back on my life and start hanging out with you guys again. Thank you so much for being here. So many of you have sent me the odd comment through all of this, letting me know you're still checking out my channel now and again. And God bless you. I appreciate you so, so very much. You really just, you know, you feel very isolated when you're sick and you're not out there, and it's for long months after month after month where things are going wrong. And the isolation is actually one of the weirdest parts of the whole cancer experience. It was surprising to me just how much you feel like that. So these little comments from you guys have meant the world to me. Thank you so freaking much for it. You were absolutely amazing. And for the patrons who have been with me for the last 2 years, who have been here, you know, making that donation every month in full faith that I would get myself back together and be back again, and still needed to eat and buy dog food along the way. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate the loyalty and kindness and support and absolute generosity of spirit that you have stood with me for 2 years, having the faith that I was going to get back and try to repay it all. Thank you so much. So guys, I'll see you in the next recording. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.